So, good evening and welcome to World Championship Series Singapore Grand Prix from the F1 action. And tonight we'll be having about 14 drivers at the moment here in the lobby. Hopefully 15th or 16th will join in these last seconds. But at least 14 drivers in the race. One new driver, Enduro Progn, one of the world's quickest drivers in time trial at least. So he will be joining us today as an F1 reserve driver, and he's trying to get an F1 seat right after this race. We got 3 F1 seats still open, so we don't lose anything if we give these drivers, very quick drivers, an instant seat. But here are the standings from the F1 side after Italian Grand Prix last weekend. Womble leading the championship by 2 points and out Jokke. Womble having an amazing winning streak. 3 wins now in a row. Today he's trying to get the 4th in a row. But in total 6 wins this season. Then Jokke catching up behind Gavin, who is no longer a Mercedes driver. He is now a reserve driver. And all of them also have retired from the league. So MT Pihkanen is only 1 point away for taking kind of 3rd place in the championship. So also Tahavo, Schumacher and Nikandisks are now officially drivers. Schumacher for Ferrari, Nikandisks for Haas and Tahavo for Mercedes. And with the forecast for F1 race is looking like this, so qualifying and race both should be clear. So there should be no problem with these weather things. At least we had light cloud conditions in F2 and we saw heavy rain at the end, which had quite dramatic ending for Tahavo at least. So that was not the best possible race. And yeah, I firstly said that Schumacher completely fucked his strategy, but at the end he was a big winner. But yeah, let's go in the lobby. It's already 3 past. And we got 14 drivers, so let's go, I say, to the chat. Nobody has said that we need to wait, so I think we are going with 14 drivers. Singapore, very tricky street race, 23 turns, which is the most of all tracks in the calendar. And average speeds, they're in 200 kilometers an hour. I don't know in the miles, so if you're using miles per hour, I'm sorry. But 200 kilometers an hour on average in Singapore, one of the slowest tracks in the calendar after Monaco. So, well, we are not expecting quite high speeds today, but hopefully these drivers don't crash out. So now we had at least 14 drivers once the lobby started to load, but 40 drivers is quite a good amount at this stage of the season. There's only 6 or 7 races to go, 7 I guess. And 14, 15 drivers is very good. And when we need to take a look, these are the final weeks. F1 2019 being the newest F1 game in the market, so only 50 days, something like that, and F1 2020 will be announced. Or released. It's already announced, but released. So and once again, guys, as you know, I usually have to eat during these live streams, and this is not an excuse. Once again, I need to eat during the live stream, but it doesn't matter. We are in the qualifying, and it's time to kick off the Singapore action. Let's see what happens. With 18 minutes, 14 drivers. Ozone team has said that he might serve his quali ban today. Tahavo has left the session. Luckily he made it to the lobby, so his car is still in the garage, so he won't miss the qualifying completely. His car is still in the garage, he just needs to rejoin. Yeah, I'm as a spectator, I can't invite people, so hopefully Tahavo has enough invites to join the session. But we are kicking off in Singapore. Ozone Zero going out right away. Tires, yeah, some taking soft, some taking hards, and Per Guy taking the mediums to the start of this qualifying session. So it should be clear. at least to the start of the both sessions, but then the game's amazing dynamic weather system takes the control and starts deciding about the weather. I got some nice little hamburger in front of me. Homemade burgers. Much better than McDonald's, for example. Yeah, Team said retiring from the session, so he is serving his quali ban in this F1 Singapore Grand Prix. So from P14 starting, hopefully not doing anything dramatic or too dramatic. He really needs to climb his way back today. He's fortunate that there's not many drivers, at least yet. Some might join during the qualifying. Sipala, for example, might join as a 15 driver during the qualifying, but we can't be sure. This man will be, not say under investigation, that's the wrong word. We will follow him very tightly because he is new driver to this league. We found him from time trial lists, one of the quickest in the world, so this guy will be spectated a lot today. And yeah, fairly, you should not get from the bell today. I checked the settings, everything should be alright if you haven't changed anything afterwards. Everything should be right. But yeah, before the qualifying officially kind of kicks in, I eat my burger a little bit, so I don't need to eat it once the action is 100% going on. Yeah, I will restart the game and check your internet connection. You still got time, but try to make it. In the worst case, you may need to restart your whole PlayStation, or change the internet if that's possible. Enduro. Oh, Nuti has crashed. Nuti might have crashed. Yeah, Nuti has crashed in the wall. Wow. That didn't go to the plan. Hopefully. But Enduro half a second behind after the first runs. Better guy crossed the line. Goes third quickest. Pimpy Mac, who lost his F1 Formula 1 seat from Ferrari after telling me that his seat can be given away. It was given away for Schumacher now, but PV is racing today with his ex-Ferrari, going 4th fastest, 2.2 seconds off. That's a good lap with a broken front wing. Now from zero with the heart, just getting a touch. Nowhere. Can I just ask how on the Green Earth your little brother destroyed you? This how? Like literally or disturbing you in that way. And how on this Green Earth we have 15 viewers in the stream? God damn it. That god damn it was maybe the word, wrong word, but 15 spectators. We have more viewers than we have drivers actually. So, well. Luckily that way, it's only a good thing. If there's over 15 drivers in the lobby of 15, it's very good to have more viewers than drivers itself. Nikand is also going with the hards to get a little touch to the track before they take the softs or mediums if they prefer to get the final lap on the board. There goes Golden Haas, or black and gold, shining in the lights of Singapore. Everybody pitting now, apart Fairly, he's going for a new lap. Floodalpoo starting the next lap. He's on the soft, so he's not getting any touch. He's going straight to the action. With Nikan discs behind the new F1 Haas driver. He was second in the championship in F2 once they stepped forward. Mr. Schumacher, who led the F2 championship, is not racing today, at least yet. Not joined the lobby, so the guy that's going 9th quickest, of course, on the hards. And the bear guy, I guess. No, Fairly goes 5th quickest. So, that's a quite good lap. Enduro starting new lap. He's half a second behind Nuti, who is professional pole position. The lap has looked very good so far for Enduro. Hopefully the McLaren of Fairly is not coming away. Did he just cut the track? Did he just cut the track? Hopefully not. To avoid at the risk of penalty from the F2 side for cutting the track, so I don't want anyone else to cut the track. That was a very smooth corner by Enduro. At least looking very, very good. Close to the wall, Haas of Nikan discs. Yeah, slowing down in the middle of the road, but or not in the middle. But you know, kind of. That was close to the track limits, very close to the walls. How aggressive he is in the final corner. Cross the line aggressively on the gap. And still 2 tenths. Still trailing by 2 tenths. And now Tahavo has finally made it to the lobby. Fortunately. And he can start driving his F1 career. And there goes. Nikandisc's out of fuel or something. Or is he just waiting for the perfect gap? That might have affected Berkai's lap somehow. Look like he's scared a bit. Yeah, Berkai dives into the pit lane. Yeah, Nikandisc is out of fuel. He's trying to get back to the pit lane. Somehow. Why is PMP Mac on the wets out there? Why is PMP Mac with the wet tire? Oh god. Why is PMP Mac on the wets? Oh no. Why is Mac on the wets in there? Oh. More than 10 people just saw what you did. Oh. Or that's maybe the funniest moment I have seen this whole season, maybe. There goes Pihkanen, still 1 second behind. I don't think he even improved on that. Doesn't look like. Jokke. And Talo goes cross the line, goes 4th quickest at the time, putting on the board 136.1, I guess. 0.2. So. Yeah, that's a good lap on the mediums though. I don't remember the gap between mediums and softs in here. Zero goes 3rd fastest, so it goes even quicker than Tavo, but Tavo haven't shown his whole horses yet. There goes Elpu starting a new lap actually, so going nowhere. How about Larry? Larry improving by 6/10. That would mean he goes 8th or 7th. So Womble haven't had a good lap yet. He's not usually so down in the order. Cross the line goes Larry, goes 7th quickest, so dropping Womble back to 8th. Fairly 9th, and Jokke having a bad run on the 10th place. Hopefully he can get a bit more positions than that. In the track map again, those yellow flags are not working. Hopefully my HUD is not broken today as it was in F2 race. I saw nothing. I saw no penalties, no warnings, no safety cars. I saw nothing on the screen apart the results and the lap times on the top right, so every else critical part of the game was broken, so PMP MNT Pihkanen retiring, he was done with qualifying, and Jokke goes provisional. Poland, what a lap. 34.5. And that's a hot lap. Like literally hot lap. Elpu having to abandon his lap maybe. Yep, he has abandoned his lap. Jokke also retiring from the session. So next driver go across the line will be no one. It's Enduro having an outlap here. At least there is no traffic on the track, as we can see from the map. There's no traffic. 2 minutes to go. Final runs. People are in a hurry to leave the pit lane. People who have not left are in a hurry. Yep, there's Tavo. But Enduro, 1 second behind Jokke actually, so that's quite surprising. How much the world quickest can lose for the league quickest. Or maybe not. Womble and Jokke are kind of same pace. They are as quick. But the race pace is that what matters. Poles, Jokke 3, Womble 2 or 3, but wins. Clearly for Womble 6-2. And that's why Womble's leading the championship. He has 6 wins, and from those 6, 3 have been 3 in a row from those 6. So he has done 50% of his wins this season in the last 3 weeks, which is showing that Womble is on fire. And on the other hand, Jokke has had quite terrible weekends sometimes, with 3rd and 4th places, which is not making good for the championship. But there's 6 or 7 races to go, this included, so nothing's lost yet and everything's possible with human racing. Team set is last place, so he has correctly suffered the penalty he had. Elpu staying 12th. Nick Andisks having an awful qualifying here, 13th. Enduro coming to the last section off the track. Enduro crossed the line. Where will he go? He goes second fastest, 4 tenths out from pole position. Berkay in a hurry starting his lap 10 seconds before the line. And there's Womble. That's Womble, so Womble starting 9th place. That was a terrible qualifying. Fairly didn't make it to the line. So it's Enduro done, Berkay having a lap, Tavo having a lap. So Nikon Discs will go first, cross the line. What can this new F1 driver do? He goes cross the line, 8th fastest. And there's Tavo. Fairly dropping into 11th, he will be happy about that one. In the free tire choice. Womble not so happy, P10 and having to start on those very worn softs. So Womble can say that he's a twat this time. What can Tavo do? Final driver in this qualifying. Cross the line, 2nd fastest, 3 tenths off. But okay, we'll take the pole in this Singapore qualifying. Okay, pole that was second, and Enduro 3rd quickest, so that is the end of the qualifying. So there are the standings. So Jokke first, C-Roy and these guys on the mediums. Larry, oh, Womble having to start on the hard compound. That might be terrible. Well, shortly we will go in Singapore. in one very small second we go in Singapore for the race today. There are the strategy options for today's race. So strategy A on the softs, lap 8 to the hards, and then to the end, and then from the mediums, medium hard to lap 13, hards on until the end of the race. Let's see what these guys have stored for us today. Hopefully a clean and good race. Jokke from the pole for 31 lap race. The starting lights are not broken, they are working probably this time. I'm a bit late always with these. We go to the 5 red lights. And lights out in Singapore. Jokke getting away, but also Tavo. Oh, this spin. Also Zero has taken out the many drivers. Team said surviving this all-out scramble, Zero dropping, and we have virtual safety cars. So at least for now it's working. My heart, I mean, it's working. We even didn't get this race underway, and we already have the race first virtual safety car period and safety car period in general. Let's see for how long will this virtual safety car be out. Zero not happy about this, he would like have to have a safety car, but with a virtual this time, Womble dropping the P12. VSC should be ending very soon. And it's gone. And we are back to racing. Sorry, I got some French fries in my... went in the wrong place. I don't remember the part of my body now, but, well, you know. There's French fries in the wrong place where they should not be, so... Sorry for that. Jokke leading the way off the first lap, Tavo second. PMP McWay overtaking Bergai on the background. There must be something gone wrong. Yeah, there's something gone horribly wrong with Bergai. He has lost his completely whole wing. They are all boxing on the same lap. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Zero should give the position back. That was a dangerous move. His car is sliding side to side like a roller coaster. And what is... What on the screen door happened there? We have no replay footage available yet because, well, we have to show the race start first. There goes. There's the race start, so... Jokke getting away very well. Also, Tavo down the inside tries to go. There's something wrong with McLaren. He spins completely. And it's all out scramble. Team said surviving that. And virtual safety car deployed. So, that was a race start in a nutshell. But Jokke leading the way. Tavo second, Enduro third. Someone got its Bergai into the wall. Where? Just behind, and we have another virtual safety car. Another virtual safety car period to this race. And Bergai's Singapore Grand Prix has went all wrong. Tavo received a penalty in Italy for overtaking under virtual safety car, so hopefully he has learned. There's people in the pits taking this advantage. Oh no. Fairly getting a drive-through penalty. And the DRS is also enabled. Womble and team said. Womble having a very long run on those hearts. I don't think those are going to the end. Jokke is loving this view. Womble down in the order. Jokke leading the order. So by these results, Jokke would take a 24-point lead going to the last 6 races. Still nothing is over. Womble's on fire, so nothing is over before Abu Dhabi. So and 35 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Serving his drive-through penalty. And that is served. And back to the racing. Nikandisks overtaking Larry on the straight. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And that should be a very sure overtake. Now Nuti challenging up to Enduro. Nuti has become a very quick driver in these last couple of races. He has missed, I guess, 2 races now, but before those he has been extremely quick once he has been racing. And Nuti, whose brother destroyed him in the walls, he's now back in the action. The cars are sliding a lot, and Pihkanen seeing an opportunity. Down the inside goes, but Nuti is still there, trying to defend and actually keeping the position, so Nuti defends very well in there, and that way he can keep his position. Tavo into the pits. That's a very early pit stop for Tavo. Soft, medium. Will be strategy. No, he has soft, so soft, medium will be Tavo's strategy. He is doing a 2-stop, and I expected 1 stop for everyone today, so looks like Tavo is different here. He's going to stop. And Tavo drops to 8th position after the pit stop. Ooh, that was close to be in the wall by Larry. These guys really needing a safety car here to get back into the race. Larry having to cut the whole track. His front wing is so broken that he nearly needs to give some space for the others behind. He's so slow that I don't think there's no necessary need for holding the guys back. Just let them by. They are so much quicker. With fresh tires, better tires, with better front wing. Driving skills also better, so there's no reason to hold back, and there's Larry into the wall. Nearly straight in front of Zeroy. There is absolutely no need to go. There is no need to go like that without no front wing. And he took himself out intentionally. And there is Larry. There is Larry upside down in the final corner. Not in the final corner. That's actually turn 8 or 9. Whoa. We didn't get that on the replay. We got the previous action on replay, but we didn't get that one, so Well, well, well. Luckily he didn't take anyone else out, he took just himself. And we got 12 runners remaining in Singapore. But that really was a very dangerous looking collision. And lorry. Oh, it's raining! It's raining in there! That's why people taking the hards and mediums when it's raining, and Dhabi taking the softs. Now I understand. So the game's dynamic system is giving us the rain. People complain to me that the weather generator is giving the rain always. This time, the generator gave us very good weather, but the game dynamic says, nope, we're going to have another wet race today. And this was what I don't want. I didn't want a wet race. I was lucky that the generator was saying it will be dry. But then the game's dynamic says, nope, we're going to have another wet race. And when it's over 50% of the race on the slowest track on the calendar, and then we put the wet conditions. Enduro Russell giving some boost for Enduro Broken, so he's having some own battle with Furley, and Furley is down in the order because of the drive-through penalty. He had to serve around the outside goes. Minor contact there. Fairly aggressively defending the position, knowing that there's one of the world's quickest drivers in front of him, but there goes Enduro. Up to P7 and stealing the DRS from Fairly, so no chance. Womble, the Wetmaster, and that's Alfa Romeo completely out of position. His car is in there, but there goes. These glitches are so funny to look at. Hopefully Cody's do better work to next year's game with this kind of stuff. I'm expecting the DRS to be disabled in a very short moment. Jokke managed to go on those softs straight for the rain. He's a big winner here. DRS is now disabled, so... Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it? Jokke into the pits. And in Singapore, in normal conditions, you will lose half a minute in Singapore, so... There goes Jokke, perfect pit stop for the Inters. Nuutti intermediates, Elpu intermediates. Tavo will be taking intermediates, of course. Oh, the steam set spun around. If this causes a safety car, this game has been completely turned upside down. There goes Tavo. Fairly into the pits. Enduro taking Inters. Of course everyone taking the Inters, but just saying. Fairly saving another penalty. Nikon discs. Having to wait a little bit, but not for too long. And Team said also. Critical spin for Team said. I don't understand how is Mercedes crew not ready for the pit stop when Tavo is already in the middle sector. Or nearly in the middle sector. How is not Mercedes crew ready for the pit stop? In real life they can do 2 stops in 5 seconds. In the game they can't do. They literally can't do 2 stops for 1 minute. 2 minutes even. So... Well... Womble having the pit again, he has broken front wing. Hopefully this rain is not getting worse. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. This game is broken. In every way, this game is broken. But now when nothing happens on the track, let's see what we have captured. From lap 5, so 4 laps ago, Larry FC Pro going into the wall before his horrific accident. There goes, completely missing the turn. Early coming back the way of Zeroy. And then aggressively defending his position and banging the wheels. The gaps are huge between the drivers. Well, hopefully this rain causes something, or hopefully this rain even dries up, because I would not like to commentate a whole wet race with nothing happening in here, so hopefully the weather dries up as soon as possible. The smallest gap between any drivers is Enduro and Tahoe, 1.5 seconds away from each other. So there's absolutely nothing happening in this race. This time we haven't had any technical issues, and hopefully we won't have those. 1/3 of the race done. I'm gonna take a chill positioning here in my chair to look this race from. And I expect this is going to be one of the boring races I have seen for a while. Nikandis from 9th place taking a penalty. Jukka and Pihkanen pulling away from Nuti, PMP Mac actually going for dream positions. Just losing an F1 seat and now getting up to 4th. Just stay away from the barriers, mate. And some advertisement at this point. If you are the driver of the league, or even not if you are not even a driver or doing anything for the league, on our website there is a join as a steward option on our website, and behind that there is a link to the form, and by filling the form you can apply as a steward next season, and we will take 2, 3 or 4 new stewards next season. So if you would like to help us or be a steward for one league or maybe for even multiple leagues, well, the form is open, and it's open for 5 weeks. So by filling the form you get yourself a chance to become a steward next season. And it's a question of, I guess, PS and username, or whatever username in general. If you don't have PlayStation, then make sure to let me know you have no PlayStation, and for example Discord name or that kind of stuff to the username. But if you have PlayStation, just write down your PSN username, your age and nationality, and that way keep going. But that's the end of this advertisement, and Well, if you have ever been wanted to be a steward, but you have never had a chance, now you have with this league, and from the end of July, you will begin your job. And your job officially kicks off in August, when the season is officially started. Nikandist into the pit lane. Changing the front wing and taking the full wet tire, so it's getting heavy rain. Yeah, looks like it's getting heavy rain, because there's no reason to take the wets if you don't need them. So Nikandist trying the ultimate strategy of full wet compound. Womble really enjoying the weather here. I don't think any of the drivers have practiced for the wets, because it was clear and clear. So I don't expect that people have practiced with this weather at all. Even Womble, I don't think he has practiced. And he gets in front of Nikandist, but if Nikandist's strategy work, he should be quicker. And Nikandist, if he starts being quicker than the others, it's a clear sign that box sweats on. Now Enduro is close to Dhabo. There's Elpo in front of Dhabo, and then there's Enduro. So it's 3 cars within 1 second there. Dhabo trying to find a way to overtake, but he can't. Elpo having to go wide, and that's a clear 3 seconds. He didn't go far enough, so that penalty stays. He didn't go from far enough. And that way Dhabo keeps his position. But Elpo didn't go around the mark or whatever from far enough, close to the wall, so that's why he keeps his penalty. The penalty will stay, and if he challenges it will stay. Full wets for Fairley, so the rain is really hitting down. Yeah, as we can see, the rain is really coming down. Hopefully this dries up, because we are not even in the halfway in the race yet. And it's already full wets. Team said. Taking the wets. Only Fairley, Nikandist and Team said having the wet compound. Others, staying out, and Enduro and Dhabo has run into each other. That may cause a safety car here. At least not yet, but they have run into each other. That was a bad break for Enduro. Dhabo looks like has no damage. Yeah, looks like there is no damage. But Enduro has clear wing damage on the right, so Enduro, if he pits, he has to take the wets. If the weather is if they know that the weather is getting worse, I recommend to take the full wet compound, struggle a couple of laps, and then starting the success. Oh! Now something went wrong. He has crashed in the pit lane, and there will be a virtual safety car. He crashed in the pit entry. He went to position from which I can't spectate him. He crashed in the wall there. He just disappeared. He retired and disappeared. Yep, everybody taking the full wet compound, so I expect that. I forgot to take the replay, by the way, from that, so it's already gone. I forgot to take the replay. I need to relook that later on from the stream, but I forgot to capture that. Fairly another stop, this time for Inters. This race is completely kicking off. Ah, once again Alfa Romeo not ready for the pit stop. This would be a disaster in real life. Womble taking the wet, so... Was this an accident? Or planned? Everyone else is coming for the wets, but Fairley is changing from wets to inters. I guess that must have been an incident. There's no reason to change. Okay, full wets. And Red Bull not ready. Wets. Double having the pit. The rain is really coming down, as you can see. The rain is really coming down. Tavo staying out. He's playing risky. He's playing risky. Again. Tavo is the only driver on the track. What happened, Enduro? If you got a clip, would you send it to me? I would like to see what happened in your pole, because if you have a clip, video clip, I would like to see that. You should upload the clip to YouTube as hidden video and send link for me so I could see it. There's nothing penalizable, but I just would like to see what happened, because the spectator mode went completely crazy. Oh, Fairley and Womble touch. Fairley having to go bit wide there. That's something you never want to see. And these wet conditions are very hard, so... Nutti and Sahabo are the only drivers on the inters out there. Nutti staying out. No, the gaps are very huge. They are like 16 seconds, 4 seconds, 8 seconds. There's no one even close to anyone. Or team said maybe the Nikon discs. But I expect the gap will increase. 11 runners. I say there will be a safety car at some point due to bad weather. We have had 3 safety car periods, 3 virtual safety cars and non-safety cars, so 2 safety car periods still to go in this race and we are halfway. But I'm sure there will be a safety car for very bad conditions, and how have Nikandis got a 5-second penalty? How? This game is literally very, very broken. Cody should fix. Well, that's clear why he gets a penalty. That final corner was ridiculous. Oh, teams are going drift. We can clearly see that the full wets are the quickest tire on the track at the moment. Joke on the wets is catching for Nutti very dramatically, like a second or even 2 a lap. So the full wet is clearly the tire you should run on. Yeah, you look, Jockey has catched 1 second early in the first sector. Then we go down to the braking points and cornering points, he gets even more. And 5 laps, he's at the back of Nuti. And Nuti can't defend Jockey for 10 laps, no chance. Jockey will win today, that's a case. If Jockey doesn't crash, he will win. Can Pihkanen get second win today? Will he ask Jockey to crash out for him to win the race? Will Tavo get a good F1 position? Will PMP Mac make history and get the podium? Or will Alpo be on fire? F2 driver getting a podium. Zero should get a good position, he's an F1 driver. Very strong from F2. Nikandisks having an awful weekend. Teamset serving in the Qualiban. Womble having a very bad weekend. Leading the championship and being down in the 10th doesn't make good. And Fairley running on the wrong tires in the wrong time. So, and well, Nuti, wrong tire. He knows he has failed with the strategy, and now he has to deal with it. And hope it's enough. Or is this a sign that the weather is getting better later on? Because why would they stay out and try desperately to win the race that way if there is no improving weather? This might be a sign for improving weather. There's no need, or it's very stupid to stay out on the inters if you know that the weather is not going to be better in around 10 minutes. Luckily in Singapore the laps are so long that, like, in Monza you would do 3 laps in the same time you do 1 in Singapore. So Singapore is so slow track, especially with the wets. There's Jokke already. 5 seconds. Womble catching your team set. Now Womble's really getting up to it. Yeah, it's getting light rain. It is getting light rain, as we can see. It's no longer raining so heavily, so it's getting light rain. And Womble overtaking Team's head for 9th place. And before the overtake, Womble did this. Womble versus the Fairley. There they banged the wheels a little bit. Fairley going wide. So that was what Womble did a bit earlier. There's someone gone. It's PMP Mac. He has spun in the final corner. Luckily not losing any positions or destroying anything. One safety car would switch the whole race. Yeah, it's very slippery. The full wet is no longer a correct tire. When Jokke has just catch up to Nuti, the intermediates have become the better tire. And it's getting light rain and it might dry up in 10 minutes maybe. 10-15 minutes we have dry, so lap 26-27. 26-27 we will be having a dry conditions out there. And the race has completely been turned upside down. Jokke is still quicker than Nuti, so the full wets are working for a small moment. But I expect that Nuti will lose the position. At least Nuti is currently winning the race. So now they are as quick. Jokke is no longer catching. Team set is getting lapped. With 11 runners getting lapped. Gap to leader, nearly 2 minutes. Team said he's not giving the blue flags. He's giving the blue flags to Wave, but he's not giving the space easily. Now he has to give it. I think he was at the risk of penalty. PP Muck for Inters not losing only one position. So, and even that just about. So, PMP Muck is having an amazing race. If he just don't crash. They can't disc in the pits. Also Womble. Alfa Romeo this time ready? At least Haas is. Yes, Alfa Romeo first time in the race, like ready for the pit stop. Nikandi's stop took long and Womble has overtaken Fairly in the pit lane. Yeah, Fairly has overtaken both in the pit lane, I meant to say. But Womble had overtaken Nikandis in the pits. And team said going close, going close, going close, going close. Which one's first in there? Side by side. No, Nikandis giving up. And when Nikandis was stopping, Jokke had to wait. And that way he lost some time. 20 laps. 2/3 of the race done. Look at the gaps. 39 seconds between two drivers. This race has lost control. PMP Muck catching up to Zeroy. Let's check the tires. Only Zeroy and Pihkanen are still there with the Inters. Tavo and Nuti 12 laps gone Inters. So Tavo has been this all time on the Inters. Might be winner chicken dinner. Nuti was a big winner there. With Pihkanen now struggling on the wets. Nuti still having the pit once in this race. Jokke might not need to, maybe. If Nuti pitted now, he will be battling Jokke for the rest of the race. Or if there is drying, if the weather is drying, then I understand the attempt going straight to drying conditions. But if this rain goes till the end of the race, then I don't understand why they stay out. I don't know the weather, the drivers know, so they know their strategies. I am not going to say anything about them. And very shortly Pihkanen will box for the Inters at the end of this lap. Nuti and Tavo doing a very strong strategy, staying on the Inters the whole time. And that way, gaining some time here now at the end of the race. There's Pihkanen stop down. Jokke and Womble really like to challenge today. And what am I seeing? Race leader Nutti is lapping last season champion and current championship lead. Current championship leader is getting lapped in Singapore Grand Prix. These are not the scenes you wanted to see today. One ball. Championship leader getting lapped by his own rivals, shall I say. Fairly defending very good. Very well actually. Womble playing with him. Giving him some bad line. Forcing Fairly to take a bad line. He's not playing for Nutti though. Womble has his own race to do, but there's Nutti behind. Lap 22. Around the outside trying to go, but he can't. Going wide a bit. Now Womble trying to go around the outside, but he can't. He's making a switcheroo down the inside, and that's a very good overtake. That's a cool overtake by Womble's little switcheroo there. And that way gaining a position. Even though the drivers are coasting, they should still give some space, because, well, they will give themselves a penalty if they don't let the car by. So, if Fairly gets a penalty here, it won't be taken away. Really having something in that. Not going off. Sorry for this. Trying to eat these small French fries, which are completely cold from the plate, and something's getting in there all the time. But this is like a literally perfect time for eating in Finland. So don't look at that information, no necessary need. Some community notifications. But Nutti has just literally lapped his own teammate. One-time world champion and current championship leader. These guys are battling for the last point position. With 8 laps to go. The rain is not ending, at least yet. Hopefully. Econ Discs trying to get team set, but looks like he can't. Alpha 3 seconds. Epu has taken many penalties actually today. We had the 1 3-second for cutting the track, 3 or even 4 multiple warnings, so it might be 15 seconds. Oh! Nikonix, that's a clear penalty. Straight T-sack, 3 seconds. No need to take that one away. That was a clear corner cutting which he gained like a second. So, it was a clear corner cutting penalty. Zero very close to Elpu. Up to P6 he would go. Here's the replay of Womble going down the inside of Fairly, fooling him a bit. They're trying to go down around the outside, but then making a switcheroo down the inside, and that's a very cool overtake. Done by Womble, and that deserves an Oscar. That was a perfect. That was nearly perfection. Oh, the rain has ended, so now we have drying conditions for the last 6 laps. So, Nuti, I knew him, he's trying to go. PMP Mark having a big risk. Having a risk. Mediums are on this early, not changing the front wing. I would have changed the front wing at this stage. The track's wet, we can see there's water coming from the tires. So the track's still very wet. People's boxing, so... Yeah, Womble... Oh! What? What? What the Alfa Romeo Bitbox has been completely glitched today. Okay. Alfa Romeo has liked to fool me today. That is already like 5th time. Oh, teams was just boxing. Oh, he had to wait for Pihkanen. Now Pihkanen making his own stop, taking the softs. Let's see. Yeah, only PMP Mach taking the mediums. Every other driver going for the slick softs. And DRS is now enabled, so now clearly the slicks are the quickest tire out there. We haven't seen any safety cars, there's still 2 more possible to come, but hopefully not. Oh, it's very slippery. MP Mark. Multiple warnings. It's very easy to cut after the rain, because now when the truck is getting faster and faster, you're starting to push. And it's a good thing. Into the pits. Zero first. Mediums on. Oh no, softs. It was just a graphical glitch. Yeah, every driver to go for the mediums is PMP Mach. Rest of the grid taking the softs. So it's getting dry. Who will win? Nuti leading by 8 seconds. Tahavo third. This will be a historic win if Nuti manages to bring this home after all. PMP Mach just securing the 5th place. And that would be amazing performance. And here we can see the Alfa Romeo pit chaos. Alfa Romeo F1 Racing Team, ladies and gentlemen. That is Alfa Romeo in a nutshell. Are they Ferrari V2? Playing with the strategies? Taking the race leader first before the backmarker? And how he overtakes in the pit lane, just go through. Well, those were very interesting scenes. Berkay, Larry and Enduro out from this race today. Larry having a huge crash, nearly going upside down with the car. Enduro glitching in the pit entry, going somewhere, maybe literally flying. And Berkay had an incident we even didn't see, so now these cars are getting fast. And fastest lap go, I was just about to say who had the fastest lap earlier, but I didn't see it. Nutti putting 140.3 on the board. Cars are getting faster and faster because the track is trying all the time, so the time set on lap 30 or 31 will be the fastest lap. So I would take the all-in about 2 or 3 on the last lap or the second last lap, because there's no need to push now when the track's getting faster and faster lap by lap. Wambla P8 coming, 4 points. The championship would close by 14 points, so it would mean that Jokke would lead the championship by 12 points by these results for the last 6 rounds. Championship still on, 2 drivers fighting for it. Jokke or Womble will be crowned as a champion after this season. But which one? We will see that in around 6 weeks. Or within 6 weeks. We will see who's the champion. Womble really catching up to Elpo. Zeroy taking the fastest lap, that's what I went with, the improving lap times. Womble 138.0, fairly multiple warnings, and down the inside goes Womble, and easy overtake up to P7, so the championship still alive, still alive. By these results, the gap would be 10 points. By these 11, so it's a race, how many points the gap will be. With simulation damage, Jokke would have a tire puncture at the moment. He went on top of the debris. Oh, virtual safety car, there is Haas going crazy. That is Nikandis going crazy. That was something I didn't want to see. Nikandis crashing himself out from P11. Let's see that again. So there is Jokke. And there is Nikandis in the barriers and virtual safety car being deployed. So DRS is now enabled. With 3 laps to go in this Singapore Grand Prix. There won't be any post-race interviews this week because I have no co-commentator and nobody would join even though, so there's no need to do any post-race interviews. Nobody would join them, so. Another 3 seconds for Epu. 3 laps to go. Jokke is heading up to it. Pihkanen challenging Tahvo. But let's look at the penalties first. Nuutti, 3 seconds. Jokke. Cross the pit exit wide line. So Jokke has 2 warnings. No penalties yet. So Jokke is 1 second away from the victory. But if he takes 1 single warning, the driver to first cross the line will win. Jokke is catching up to Nuutti all the time. Nuutti can take 2 warnings without any penalty, but Jokke can't take any of them without penalty. So if really necessary, Nuutti can maybe push the final lap with no limits, for example. Pihkanen very close to Tahvo. There's not much DRS opportunities. Pihkanen must have lost it, because he lost so much time. 1.5 lap to go. Four tenths is the difference of the penalties. They both have to push. 6 tenths is the gap. Nuutti has 3 seconds, Wobbly don't. Nuutti has 3 seconds, Jokke don't, so... that's why we take the 3 seconds off, so the gap is half a second. Really entertainment ending. Now Pihkanen very close to Tahvo. Tahvo taking the inside on the middle of the road. And Pihkanen round the outside up to P3. The gap would have been 56 milliseconds on the line if that had been the final lap, so 56 milliseconds between 7 points, that would be huge. Position change. Driver of the day might be Nuutti with an amazing strategy, because he made a perfect strategy call. If Nuutti wins, he's driver of the day. If Nuutti doesn't win, PMP Muck will be driver of the day. No, not maybe. Maybe Pihkanen, an amazing drive. Nuutti or Pihkanen will be driver of the day, depending on the position. Jokke within 3 seconds. Elppu, yet another penalty. Jokke is closing and closing and closing all the time, now getting a lot of time. They have the same tire, same compound, all back markers to be honest in there. Fairly getting lapped. If Jokke doesn't make any mistake, Jokke will win the race today, and the gap would be... who has the fastest lap? Jokke. So 19 minus 6, 13. The gap will be 11 points! Jokke makes a mistake! Jokke makes a mistake! He made a mistake! How's the gap? Still 2.5, so something has went wrong. Nuutti crossed the line to win on track. But not in the results. By 7 tenths he loses the race. Jokke wins it, so the gap will be, by these results, 11 points for the last 6 rounds. Jokke reclaiming the lead of the championship. 3rd win of the season. And Womble's winning streak is over. Pihkanen 3rd. Tavo with broken front wing fourth. Disaster for him. When we look how much he practiced, and fourth is the result. PMP Mac, amazing race. 10 points. P5. Amazing result. Fairly team set and Elpo getting lapped in today's race. PMP Mac crossed the line, finishing 5th. Zero and Womble are so far behind that I don't think it even matters how much penalty PMP Mac will have. Zero crossed the line for 6th place, and Womble 7th place. Stays there, and that's the end of Singapore Grand Prix, finally. It was a long race to commentate, to be honest. The wet part. Finnish top 3, Jokke first, Nuutti second, and Pihkanen third. Yeah, that drive really took a big part in the race. That was a unfortunate penalty. But Jokke winning it after all. Jokke only driver without any penalties. I think Nuutti was only 7/10 behind, so I think we need to call Nuutti driver of the day. He had an amazing strategy and that way getting up to 4th place. So I think the driver of the day might be ER Nuutti 93. That was a very good result. Fairly team set and Elpo getting lapped. Nikandisks, Enduro, Larry and Bergai retiring out from the race. So that's the race in Singapore, and next week we will have a Russian Grand Prix in Sochi Autodrome, and F1 action will be in there on Friday at 5 PM UK, and then we will have hopefully 2 time 25. This week we had only 1 time 25 because of the 1 hour delay we had due to Codemaster servers. So ER Nuutti being the driver of the day. Very strong race from him. That's the end of the race in Singapore, and the race is officially over. So next week Russian Grand Prix, F2 on Friday, F1 on Sunday. So we are done from this week. And well, next time Russia, 1 week from now. Remember, if you want to be a steward, on our website there's a link to the form which you can fill up, even though it doesn't matter are you a driver of this league or not. The form is open for everyone and you can share it for anyone if you want. By filling the form we will get you a contact. But see you next time in Russia. Goodbye.